There wasn't any topical slop, so I had to go splishin' and splashin' all the way through the content mines until I could find a great piece of slop to then excavate and then bring up to the overground to then share with you guys. It is drama time. It is slop time. It is time for some beef, all right? We're going to be talking about Marilyn Manson versus My Chemical Romance from back in the day. Now, this drama is slop personified, okay? If you looked up slop on Urban Dictionary, I'm sure that this would be the kind of beef that you would find. So without any further ado, I'm Dan Frampton. Thank you so much for joining us here today on the channel. We're going to be talking about this old school beef that happened in 2007. But before we get into this old school slop drama fest, how's about you like, comment, and subscribe? Only 35% of you are actually subscribed, and once we hit 10K, I'm gonna be doing a 24-hour live stream. Okay, on with the video. Now, like I was saying, this happened in 2007 when Marilyn Manson was in an album cycle for the record Eat Me, Drink Me. Now, normally, this is the kind of guy that drums up controversy, okay? This guy likes to get people talking, and for this record, nobody was really talking. Everybody was so sick of the shock rock antics of Marilyn Manson. And we also had a little bit of an inclination that he might have been a little bit of a creep, but that was foreshadowing for the major future, okay? This wasn't his story back then. His story back then was this whole act is getting a little tired, okay? We're not really shocked anymore, Marilyn Manson, okay? You can come on here with all the eyeliner you want, all the black hair you want. You can emaciate yourself to any degree. We're not really shocked anymore. All the urban stories about you taking out ribs to be able to do certain things to yourself, we don't care about that stuff anymore. So he had an idea. He was like, who else is out there wearing makeup right now? Who else has black hair and eyeliner? Because I invented that, okay? I'm Marilyn Manson, and I invented the whole eyeliner thing. So who's out there right now that's making a lot of noise? Who's the most popular guy wearing makeup right now? And he didn't have to look any farther than Gerard Way of the band My Chemical Romance. All right, now once he got his claws sunk in to this guy from My Chemical Romance, he didn't really go across the whole internet circuit to do real beefs, okay? He wasn't really doing anything other than subtweeting him via song, okay? So this guy, Marilyn Manson, wrote this whole ass song over here called Mutilation is the Most Sincere Form of Flattery, and it wasn't really directed at them, he says. It's kind of like I said, it's a subtweet, and it says right here, it's thought to be directed at the alt-rock band My Chemical Romance. But everybody is fairly certain that this is an absolute diss track fired from Marilyn Manson to emo super kings My Chemical Romance. And this was during the era where My Chemical Romance was getting a whole bunch of people talking during their Black Parade type stuff. But mutilation is the most sincere form of flattery. Oh my God, how clever Marilyn Manson is out here. What a poet. Okay, and let's get into these lyrics down here, okay? It starts off by saying, hey, there's no rules today. You steal instead of borrow. You take all the shapes I make and think you can think all the thoughts that I thought, don't you? Isn't that the most egotistical thing in the world? You take what I make. Okay, you guys are not similar artists whatsoever. He didn't take from you artistically whatsoever. You did this one thing one time where you put one strip of makeup across your eyes. You saw Gerard Way do the same makeup one time and you're like, hey, I'm gonna come after this guy for doing the same sort of thing that I did. I don't care that I've inspired a new generation to get real popular. I'm gonna try to drum up some nonsense. So all this nonsense is basically just bait to get like a little feud started by somebody who's actually relevant. He's trying to get those claws in, and I'm here to spoil that for you. It didn't really work. So let's go through these lyrics and find out why it didn't work. Mutilation is the most sincere form of flattery. If you want to be me, then stand in line like the rest. Now you know what I mean. If you want to be me. And then he just goes on to say, fuck you, and fuck you too. Very mature lyrics out here. Fuck you for doing the same makeup thing that I did. I want to do the makeup thing. Fuck you. I don't want to exist in the same timeline as somebody having kind of a similar aesthetic to me because I invented everything and I want to be the one who invented it all. Fuck fuck you. That's how that comes across, okay? And if you actually listen to the song, it is that whiny, except for it's done with his very signature vocal fry, which I can't really do. Fuck you, and fuck you too. Oh, Marilyn Manson sucks. And then here's his most clever line, all right? The most clever line in the whole song. Apparently, this is what the song was meant to be called, okay? Rebels without applause. You know, he likes taking a famous saying and just twisted it a little bit to make it seem like he came up with it. Doesn't that sound like something he doesn't like? Doesn't that sound like he doesn't enjoy when someone is inspired by another thing that someone said? Because rebels without a cause is a thing that someone else said. And imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, is a thing that someone else said. And here you are, twisting what someone else said to fit your narrative, Marilyn Manson. Isn't that something that you're against just by virtue of this entire beef? What the hell is wrong with you? How do you not see the hypocrisy layered all over this thing? It's disgusting. All right, and it just goes on and on and on and on down here, and it just like gets whinier and whinier the further you go. It makes less sense. I'm not going to read the rest of it, but the main question is, did My Chemical Romance take the bait? Did they respond, and did they engage in this feud? I already told you that they didn't, so I don't know why I asked it again. No, of course they didn't, but they did respond. They said this one thing over here. We still haven't found someone to knock us down that we need to take seriously. If Elvis Costello had said we sucked, then maybe we would think about it, but usually it's the comments from somebody with a new record to promote, so the remarks just ring hollow. There was no way Gerard Way was going to be like, yeah, let's interrupt the Black Parade to engage in this ridiculous thing with a washed up rock star from the 90s, okay? That wouldn't make any damn sense. They saw Marilyn Manson as a parasite, therefore they engaged with Marilyn Manson as if he was a parasite, and nothing really happened because of it. But this is the kind of thing that like Marilyn Manson would just do, okay? He was kind of like the Keemstar of shock rock. He's just out there trying to drum up some drama and trying to get some controversy going so people talk about him, so he gets into the news cycle and that whole kind of thing. And to me, I see that from a mile away and I'm like, yawn, that is boring. What are you doing? I'm not on board with it. Even though I may have engaged in that similar type behavior in my past, I've grown up since then. People are allowed to grow and change, okay? So that's the stance I'm taking in this video. If you like this video, you might like these other videos I did. So until my next upload, watch one of those uploads. All right, see you later.